Hey folks, JD here, and today we're looking at this guy. This is the Holy Stone Predator. It does intrigue me, to be honest. It's got quite a mean, fierce look. Two little eyes in the front which project its blue LEDs from the front through itself. Two little red LEDs at the back. Now this is quite a basic quadcopter. It is quite a fantastic quadcopter for beginners, apparently, is what it says on paper. I wonder if that is going to be the case once we take it out, once we fly it. So a couple of things that I do like about this. One, these sprigs. These sprigs aren't connected to the motor housing, and they aren't connected, they aren't moulded on. So what stands out about that for me is the fact that when these motors heat up, and they do heat up quite a bit, this plastic isn't going to get brittle. It isn't going to, so when you come down, it isn't going to snap. That's one thing. Second, even though the plastic is quite thin, it has been put together quite well. And this is something that does intrigue me quite a bit, because normally with these nanocopters and with copters smaller than this, they come down. If you have one crash with them, the plastic is cracked, which puts the quadcopter's weight out of alignment, and then it doesn't fly well. You've got to always counteract and counterbalance it. So it's been on charge now for an hour and a half, which that should give us between 6 to 8 minutes of flight time. Let's see if that's true. Let's take it to the skies. Okay, so let's connect this battery. There's no on button, it should automatically come on. There we go. Transmitter, I've put 6 batteries in here. This transmitter's too big, far too big, but just a little, if the company or any representatives from the company are watching, make the transmitter a bit smaller. This is absolutely ridiculous. Alright, okay, so let's take her up. So standard binding, once you've turned it on, you've got two lights. Red LED tell you it's on, green tell you it's unbound. So once up, once down will automatically bind. Now the LEDs on the quadcopter are totally solid. They're not flashing at all. That lets you know it is bound and it's ready to go. Right then, let's take her up. Oh, that takes up quite well. This is quite nice. It's pretty silent, which is something I always prefer. When it gets too far away from me, I can't hear it at all. That's how silent it is. It's got a nice little bit of power behind it. Yeah, this guy's alright. Flies around really well, corners really well. When you jam on the power, he just takes off. Oh, he's not very good at doing that though. Okay, so just letting him come down a little bit and then add on the power slightly, and then that then should equalise him enough for him not to hit the floor. But unfortunately that power is not great enough, and therefore he just comes down and he does hit the floor. It's not that much of a big deal, but it just means that the motors are slightly underpowered. LEDs stand out really well, so you're going to have no difficulty in seeing which way is forwards and which way is back. He flies really well as well. I mean, it's quite nice, and then you slam it forward and it just careers forward at quite a speed. Yeah, this is okay. I'm really loving those practically silent motors. I don't know how well they're coming across on the microphone. They're probably amplified a little bit. Yeah, this is pretty fun. This is pretty fun. Okay, let's land him. Okay, first impressions are pretty good. He seems pretty stable, flies pretty well. Let's take him back up. That's another nice little thing about this as well, is the fact that you can just fly it around and you don't feel as if you haven't got enough time to perform the actions for it to turn before you hit something. So even though you do give it, I always give quadcopters quite a wide berth anyway, just to be on the safe side. Oh, this is nice. Because of course we've got quite a still day here today, as you can probably see from the trees in front of me. There's absolutely no wind whatsoever. Oh yes, I'm liking this a lot. I always get a bit wary whenever a quadcopter doesn't come with altitude hold, because I think to myself, oh okay, that's okay, that's not a problem. It just sometimes, if they're a little bit too darty, it makes it really quite annoying to try and control it. And this controller as well is quite good. He's not, even though it is very large, I can hit all the axis on the transmitter without any issues whatsoever. And yeah, turns out that it's actually pretty good transmitter, and the range is good as well. I mean, obviously I'm just standing at one end of the basketball court, and this is flying down to the other end of the basketball court. But fortunately, it's flying really, really well, really straight, quite true, and yeah, there's no need for me to sort of walk any further. The transmitter isn't sort of cutting out or not registering all of my actions. So no, I mean, okay, appearances can be very deceptive. This transmitter is overly large, quite stupidly large, but works really well. Okay, so far not showing any signs that the battery is getting low, but well, there we go, I've just said it now, haven't I? It's really quite nice and controlled, really, really well balanced. This is yet again another great little copter for indoors or outdoors. Okay, maybe be a little bit more careful indoors, because it's quite a bit larger than your standard nanocopter. Oh, lights are flashing now. There we go, what did I say? So, 6 to 8 minutes of flight time on a battery charge of about an hour to an hour and a half. Of course, you can buy extra batteries for it. Only one battery came with it. But this is some good time. This is some good time we've had with this today, and it's been such a nice flyer that I honestly might bring this out again for another revisit in a couple of weeks. All right, the batteries it's having a bit of an issue in taking off. It's getting there, but it's not happy about it. So I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring it in. Alright, so thoughts about this little guy. Well, okay, I had quite a few before I'd flown it. I thought this isn't going to be very good, it's very cheap. I thought that it's going to, as the plastic is quite thin, I thought that it isn't going to last through one crash or something like that. I thought the battery probably isn't going to hold up for the whole 6 to 8 minutes, but obviously I was wrong on so many accounts. The fact that this is a fantastic flyer, very stable, the battery charges pretty quickly and lasts the rated amount. The propellers are well proportioned, everything about this is just pretty good. I gotta be honest, I'm really happy with these little sprigs. You could really hear them and see them cushioning the quadcopter as it came down, just flexing a little bit, but enough just so that the quadcopter came down quite gently and didn't smash to the ground. The motors themselves aren't hot to the touch at all, which again is very good. The motors are silent as well, and that's one thing that really does annoy me about quadcopters, is when cheap motors are used and they're very loud. There's no need of it, and this copter does not have loud motors. It's very nice and very, very, very quiet. All in all, I'm very happy with this. I thought this was going to be quite a negative review, but I was wrong, and I'm really quite happy that it's not, actually. I don't like negative reviews. I quite like everything to be quite nice, and this one, to be honest with you, has taken me by surprise. So the battery itself is quite small, takes hour to an hour and a half to charge, does last for the rated 6 to 8 minutes. Obviously no camera, nothing on this whatsoever, just a lovely little copter, just for beginners or intermediates to learn with. Advanced people as well, yes. I mean, this is for all ages, and it is something that I would recommend. There's a link to this in the description should you want to find out more information about it. But there is one downside about this, and that's this. It's just purely cosmetic. It's just the fact that this is too large. But to be honest with you, it works really well. Not once did I move any of these analog sticks and did I find the quadcopter twitched or moved in a precarious manner or didn't move to my movements. So yeah, all in all, I don't like the transmitter, but I really like the range on the transmitter. So there we are. That's the only one downside about it. There we are, folks. Thanks ever so much for watching and listening. I've been JD, you've been fantastic as always. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Hello and welcome to all the new subscribers. I hope you're enjoying the channel. So until next time, my friends, happy flying.